समोस कैसे डालते हैं पूरा और ये वॉल्फ किलर
Welcome to Northern Lights Wolf Center. My name is Sinead. I'll take you through what it is we do here and a little bit about wolves in the wild. So this center started 20 years ago when Casey and Shelley were working in the filming industry. And they realized through the work they were doing, they were contributing to this idea of the big bad wolf, simply because that's what the media of the day and today wanted to portray. Despite this, wolves haven't been responsible for a single attack against a human in the last 100 years in North America. They're just not that interested in us. We don't taste so good. Flora really likes small children. We don't quite know if it's because she thinks they look like prey or because she has maternal instincts. We're not quite sure. Awesome. So let's try to get a little bit more active. It's gotten a little bit cooler out. So let's do a little moment of some body language here. So Flora's wagging her tail, good sign. You can tell that Murphy's a little bit more submissive. He's keeping his ears pretty far back, his tail down more between his legs. And Flora, she's having her tail straight out or straight down as needed. And her ears are forward, very tall, very straight. And that is how she shows that she is more dominant over Murphy. And he's just because he's younger. So, this center started 20 years ago. And it's been open to the public for 17 years. So it took us a little while to get ourselves on our feet, figuring out how to have these wolves really nice and well trained. So, they are all from captive facilities. We're not taking any wolves from the wild, just as we're not releasing any wolves into the wild. These guys are habituated. They're too used to people. They expect something from us, and that would cause a problem in the wild. So we really want to keep wolves and other wild species separate from us. And that's by not stopping at the roadside, getting out of our cars to take photos of them, by not leaving food at our campsites or intentionally feeding them, as they're just going off to the woods now. And Scrappy Dick's still there, so we'll keep here because you can still see him. Awesome. So we do want to keep wildlife separate from ourselves. That's what keeps everybody healthy and safe. Because when a wolf or any other species has an action that is something we agree with, we're going to harm that animal. And so we want to keep ourselves very separate to make sure that everything's going great. So this big huge fence behind me is government regulation. It's here for the wolves' protection, not ours. There's plenty of wolves or predators in the area, like bears or even stray dogs, who could cause problems for our guys here. So we want to avoid that at all. So all of our wolves are from captive facilities. We're not breeding any animals here. They're all fixed. That's because we don't want to add to the population of captive wolves. We believe there's more than enough already. So that is housekeeping. Oh, there's Flora coming back. So in this enclosure, we have Flora and her brother Scrappy Dave. The two of them came to us at 11 days old, and they've been here for 7 years. And we had to get them so young because we wanted to imprint them, which is a fancy word for socializing them heavily to break down their natural fear barrier of people. And for wolves, this has to happen within the first 25 days of life. That's why we had to get them so young. And it's really great because we wanted to make sure they were comfortable with people being this close. We had wild wolves, they'd be off in the back cowering in fear. They wouldn't be very comfortable here. And that's why we have this set up, because we are an educational organization trying to raise awareness about these creatures, and we need ones that are comfortable being near people. Flora is so comfortable, so brave and bold, she actually goes into schools. So we'll take her into even a gym full of 200 students, and she's completely calm in that space. Scrappy Dave, despite being her brother, despite being raised in the same manner, is a whole other story. He actually gets scared by pine cones falling from trees, by birds squawking too loudly. He likes to taste butterflies. I caught him trying to catch some bees today. And one time he actually jumped up and grabbed a raven out of the air. He paraded it around the enclosure, buried it in the back, and a couple months later he brought out his modified corpse and paraded that around. So he is a pretty fun guy. Now the two of them are joined in this enclosure by Murphy, that brown wolf there, drinking. And he is one of our younger pups, so he's actually 2 years old. Wolves for charity at 3. They had too many to take care of, and it just wasn't a very healthy situation. So most of his siblings and other fur-bearing animals actually got sent to fur farms. That's why we're really thankful we were able to take him in here. So he has never warmed up to people, which is why we can't take him outside his enclosure. The rest of these guys will take them from here to the car on leash, drive them 15 kilometers